Hey guys, Tom Ledeen here with episode 3 of Ask Tom. My intention was to do some regular videos in between each Ask Tom, but I have been real busy with the Will It String series on the Lacrosse Network, so all my video making time has been going toward those, and it's been 2 weeks since my last video, so I thought I might as well do another one of these because they're easy. So here we go, episode 3 of Ask Tom. So first question comes from Daniel Chang. How long did you play lax? I didn't play lacrosse very long. I played a little bit as a kid. In high school there was no lacrosse, but then in college I was people started a club team and I was able to play there, which was awesome. It was just fantastic getting back into it. And then after college I played in men's leagues a little bit until I hurt my foot, and now I'm pretty much just coached. So the answer is I did not play a lot of lacrosse. I have coached far longer than I had played, but that's alright. I'm involved and I love it. I wish I could play some more. King Pickles 27. Hey, he asked a question last time. Can't remember what it was. Can you beat Rainbow Road without falling off? No way. I'm terrible at Mario Kart. I hate it. I love it, but I hate it. Tom Cherchigno. Have you ever met Paul Rabil? Yes, I have. His very first season in the MLL, right after he graduated, I think it was his third game as a pro. He was playing Boston Cannons, and he came to San Francisco, San Jose specifically, to play the Dragons. And that was Johnny Christmas, Mikey Powell, Rabil, just all-stars on both sides of the field. But after the game, they all were down, kind of off the field, at tables signing autographs and stuff. And I was embarrassed for California lacrosse because there was just hardly anybody down there. That was the first time I met John Christmas, and now I've talked, I see John all the time. He's coaching a high school like just a couple miles away, and I've done some work with him. And Mikey Powell didn't come out that day. My kids were really bummed out. It's funny because he's the guy we were most excited to see, and now I don't know, however many years later, 6, 7, 8 years later, whatever it is, I just had an hour-long conversation with him on the phone the other day. I was like, wow, things really kind of come full circle. But anyway, Paul Rabil, so we met him, the boys got autographs, but then my wife, he was all alone at this table. I don't know if Californians didn't know who he was. I knew who he was. But so my wife and he just were chit-chatting, and no one came up to his table for, I don't know, 10 minutes. And they were just talking. And so to this day, we refer to Paul Rabil as my wife's boyfriend. Paul Rabil is Denise's boyfriend, or mom's boyfriend. So anytime Paul Rabil comes up, it's like, oh, hey mom, your boyfriend's on TV or whatever. I'm not sure I'm happy about that, Paul Rabil. But he was super nice. Just a kid then. Now he's a man. I don't know, I think I could take Paul. What do you think? Nathan Brenner. Throne light or hero mesh? So I've never tried Throne mesh. Throne light, I'm not sure what that is, if that's like hero mesh or if that's wax mesh. So I have tried hero mesh and I like it. And those two, I'd say hero mesh just because I have experience with it. Afrik. Last year I did not try out for a tea leaves team. I think he means travel team. That I knew I could make it on, but I was scared I would not make it, so I did not try out. I'm in 7th grade. Will that hold me back long term? Not being on that particular team will not hold you back in any way, but not trying out because you were scared, if you don't get rid of that, that'll hold you back. That'll hold you back in everything all the time. So, get rid of that. Trying and failing is the absolute best way to improve, no matter what. If you try out for a team and you fail, now you can address those things, those reasons why you may have failed, and you'll get better. It goes with everything in life. Fail and improve. Xander DeTore, what college did you go to and what did you major in? I went to the University of San Francisco, and my major was international business with a marketing emphasis. Never used that major a single day in my life. Right out of college I went into IT and stayed there for 15 years while I was doing freelance on the side, and freelance art, by the way. Never international business. But, I learned a lot. And it was fun. Holmes 347. I'm a senior in high school and recently wanted to try lacrosse. What are your thoughts on starting now that I am almost 18? That's a good question, and I would say it's only too late once it's too late. So you're a senior right now, spring season is coming up. Once summer comes up, then it's too late. You missed it. But right now it's not too late. So do it when you can, jump on it, get on it. You might have a miserable time, you might have an amazing time. You can never tell until you do it. And you know, if you look around and you talk to lacrosse players, people love this game and they love it for a reason. It's fun and it's, you know, definitely worth your time. So it's absolutely not too late. So get on board. Mau Mau, or Momo, M-O-W-M-O-W, Mau, Mo. When did you first find out what lacrosse was? I knew what lacrosse was from real early on. I lived in Connecticut from 2nd grade to 8th grade. But the first time it was like, I realized I have to get involved with this. It was 1980, I was 10 years old, and there was a Pepsi commercial. You can find the full commercial on my channel. Just scroll back a little bit in the videos and you can see the commercial. When that came on, my mind was blown. I was a football player, and my brother was a quarterback in high school. He's 8 years older than me, so he was, you know, varsity quarterback, and I was just this little guy. But he would throw me passes in the backyard, and he would stretch me out. So he would lead me by 5 extra yards just to make me dive. And it was hilarious for him, and I loved doing it. So diving was like, it was the best. I was also a baseball player, and I would head first slide whenever I could. Pete Rose was a big influence, his head first dive. So diving was just, you know, if I could dive in a sport, I was in. Diving, tackles in football, whatever it was. So this commercial, if you guys watch it on my channel, hopefully I'll put a link right here. And you'll see there's a lot of diving. Really, there's not much diving in lacrosse. I mean, there's, you know, the occasional diving shot across the crease. You can't go in the crease anymore. But there's a clip of the guy in the commercial, Paul, diving for a pass, and he catches it, but you know, they don't show what happens right after that when he's laying on the ground with the ball, getting mugged. So yeah, all the diving in that, I was like, whoa, I have to play this game. That's what did it for me. Austin Boreen, what's your son's favorite deep hole setup? Well, his favorite shaft, what he's using right now, is STX Hammer 500 composite. Just awesome shaft. And his head is a Maverick tank, strung up by either Chris or Sam when he was at Mainly Mesh. One of them strung it up for him. And it's perfect. It's just a great setup for him. It's his favorite he's ever had. Sam Rack asks, what are your favorite pass for an attackman? I think he meant pads. My attackman wears, you know, just a tiny liner. You know, we bought new pads for him over the years, but a couple years ago he went back to his very first U9 like bobblehead pads, entry level, you know, just nothing, no kind of padding, and he cut those up, removed the caps, and so it's just hardly anything there. And that's what he wears. They were like 20 bucks brand new. I wish he'd wear more, but for his arms he wears Stallions, gloves, he wears Mac Daddy 4s. I'm hoping to get him some STX Surgeons eventually. So whatever, I mean, pads, it's all, like Johnny Christmas at a camp was talking about, you know, he was pulling kids aside and saying, you have too many pads on. You want to be an attackman, you have to have smaller pads. Get rid of that stuff, it's going to inhibit your movement. And I still coach attackmen who are just, you know, covered in pads, and then others who just want to wear as little as possible. So, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. And just know that if you wear liners and you wear, you know, really narrow stuff here, you're going to get chopped. Your clavicle is going to get bruised or worse. So just know it's coming. Nicholas McDermott asks, I'm 12, starting lacrosse in the spring for the first time. Any tips as a defender? You know, just like every coach is going to tell you, feet, 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 feet. Move your feet. Don't worry about that takeaway check. You know, worry about getting him out, keeping him from getting inside, keeping him from getting topside. Get him to the alley, send him low, send him behind, send him back up top, nothing inside. And all that's done with the feet. You will eventually, you'll be working on checks and combos and takeaway checks, but that's not your first thought. It should never be your first thought. Feet, feet, feet. Charlie DeGarmo, what do you see as the new fad in lacrosse? For example, wax mesh, matte gray, etc. Well, definitely matte gray. That kind of came on a few years ago, but it's still cool looking. Wax mesh, I think is the trend is moving away from wax mesh, and I personally am happy about that. I squashed the Red Star wax mesh quite a few months ago. I just it served a purpose. It filled a gap, but now there are better materials out there. Hogan Turner asks, what is your favorite quote? My favorite quote is, anger is an acid that can do more damage to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Which is a Mark Twain quote, and it's so true. I mean, if you hang on to anger, it's going to eat you up. It's going to destroy your vessel. And if you unleash your anger or just get rid of it, flush it, don't necessarily unleash it. That doesn't sound healthy. But get rid of it, pour it out. And it's not going to do any damage over here out of your life, so get rid of it. Just Laxon asks, are you good at lacrosse? Not really. I've got a decent right, but really not much of an offhand. I'm a much better coach than I am a player. And I'm just an okay coach. Max Nieswender. I started last year and I want to get better for high school. What should I do to get better? I play attack and I'm not the fastest. Not the fastest. See, that's interesting because I am the father of an attackman who's not the fastest, and he's got his strengths, he's got his weaknesses, and I just do what you can to get faster, but really work on your strengths. Build up your strengths. If you are a feeder, become the best feeder you can. If without the speed, it's going to be hard to be a dodger, but you've got to be a threat. You have to be able to push and at least make the defense think that you're a threat. Just like in football, establish the run, and then you'll be able to work the pass. So if you can dodge effectively, not necessarily to cage, but draw, draw a defender, then you'll be able to dish and get those assists. Dime for an apple. That's all you need. If you were on any college team, what would you want to be on? This is from Six Sticks. I would say Dartmouth. Colin Howard, 1 week ago. I know how babies get out, but how do they get in there? Colin, I don't know, dude. That's a mystery to me. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I know I've been recording for like a half hour. Hopefully I can trim this down to a reasonable length. If I didn't answer your question, just hang in there. I'm going to recycle old ones that I haven't gotten to on the comments, or post a new question down below on this video. Keep asking them. I apologize that I've done, 3 Ask Toms in a row without any kind of other content. Really, I kind of want to just use these videos as filler. Didn't know that it would be this much filler, but I'll be back on board making new videos soon enough. And for right now, just ask away, and we'll store up these questions for later. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.